What's going on today, guys? We have a special holiday recipe coming at you. It's the 4th of July, celebrating America. Great country, right? To celebrate, we're gonna be making something unique. I don't think you've seen this before. It's sugar cookie cups. And you can fill them with whatever you want, but we're gonna fill them with like kind of a cheesecake berry mixture. Let's get started. Really basic cookie recipe. You're gonna need just a tad bit of coconut flour. Most of the base is going to be almond flour, and then a tad bit of erythritol also. And we're gonna do it in a food processor. This is my favorite way to do it, just because then you don't have to mix as much by hand. You just press a button, it's easy. So what we're gonna need here is 2/3 of a cup of almond flour. And I like to get the most finely ground almond flour you can find. That's usually gonna be what results in the best baked goods. 2/3 of a cup. And then here we have just 1 tablespoon of coconut flour. And then here we have erythritol. This is actually Swerve, which is kind of a variant on erythritol. It's slightly sweeter than erythritol, but we're gonna do 1 tablespoon. And if you like your things extra sweet, just add extra sweetener. It's that simple. A 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. I've never measured baking powder in my life. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And that is going to be all of the dry ingredients. So I'm just gonna give it a quick mix to incorporate all the dry ingredients together. Now we're ready for the wet ingredients. And you could, if you want to be a pro baker, like you're watching a lot of Food Network, you can add all the wet ingredients together, but I'm just going to add them right in here. It's easier. So we're going to need 1 egg. Here we have 4 tablespoons of butter, room temperature. And then we're going to do 20 drops of stevia. That's like about a 1/4 teaspoon. I just usually eyeball this too. And then 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And that is your sugar cookie recipe. So now we're just gonna blend this until combined. Press down the sides, make sure it's all getting mixed in, and this smells really good. It's the vanilla. It smells just like sugar cookies. You guys like sugar cookies?
Yes.
Like what brand, where are you getting these sugar cookies from? What's your favorite? Do you like the store-bought ones with like all the icing on them?
No, I've never
don't
actually
like
bought
those.
a sugar cookie, but I've had them at like parties and stuff.
Controversial opinion, my favorite cookie is Subway strawberry cheesecake cookies. Have them, toast them slightly. Those are the best. Comment below with your favorite cookie and your favorite American historical figure. Okay, but the first step is, so that this is easy to form, we're gonna have to refrigerate it or freeze it. I'm actually gonna just freeze it so that it takes less long, so like maybe 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this on some saran wrap. Okay, that looks good. Just fold this up and let's pop it in the freezer. All right, guys, time to make the filling. This is really simple. It's kind of like a cheesecake filling. 2 major ingredients. It's gonna be cream cheese. We got 6 ounces right here, and this is room temperature. That's important. And then we're also gonna add some sour cream. That's gonna give it that twang. It's gonna be 2 parts cream cheese to 1 part sour cream. So we're gonna do 6 tablespoons of sour cream. And then one other tip, if you want to make this filling a little thinner, like not as dense, more light and fluffy, you can add heavy cream. Probably like a 1/4 cup or so. And then you gotta have some sweetness in the filling as well. So we're gonna do 20 drops of stevia. And I know some of you guys are just not stevia fans. You think it has a bitter aftertaste. I would say that's something you'll get used to over time, but you could just use erythritol too. So you could use, in this I would use powdered erythritol. If you use granular, it'll be really grainy and you can taste it kind of like sand. Feel free to add the sweetener that you like to this. And then just a little pinch of vanilla, a 1/4 teaspoon, just to bring the flavor through from the cookies. So that's it, we're just gonna mix this together, make a nice creamy filling. And if everything's room temperature, that should be easy. And you really just want to mix it till it's nice and creamy. There's no lumps in it. That looks pretty good to me. So we're going to pop this in the fridge and pull it back out once the cookies are done baking. Okay guys, I pulled the dough out of the freezer and it's pretty good temperature. It'll warm up as you start using it. The thing is, when it's room temperature, it's hard to form into the cookie cups that we're looking for. So we have just a normal size muffin tin here. This is silicone molds. It's just easier. It's non-stick and you can pop stuff out. We're going to do like 6 or 7 of these. If you have a mini muffin tin, that would be cool too. You could do more like 12. This is still pretty warm, but it should be able to be formed. So ideally you'd want the dough colder than this. We're just so impatient. And you don't need it to go all the way up the muffin tin, just, you know, a little bit, enough to hold some filling. So like right there, you see that? That's a pretty good size. You got enough to hold a solid like 2 to 3 tablespoons worth of filling if it's overflowing slightly. Okay, I'm gonna finish forming these and we'll be back before we put them in the oven. Okay guys, we're back. We have 6 cups here, primed and ready to go. Some of them are more pretty than the others. If you're having trouble forming them into cups, they just need to be in the fridge or the freezer longer. When these bake, which we're gonna put them in right now at 375 for 8 to 10 minutes, they're gonna puff up a little bit. Once they come out of the oven, while they're still soft, we're gonna press out the middle of them again, and we'll show you that once they're done baking. So let's pop these in the oven. Here we are. This took a little over 10 minutes actually. So you gotta find some kind of device in your house. I think I'm gonna use this vanilla extract bottle. Is that even small? Yeah, that'll be good, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna press down. Do it while it's still hot, right out of the oven. Look at that. Just make sure you have enough room for the filling. And honestly, like, you don't need to do this. You can just pile the filling on top too. And now an important step is we have to put these in the fridge so they're completely cooled before we put the filling in, or else the filling will melt and just like kind of go everywhere. It won't be good. So we're gonna pop these. I'm gonna do it in the freezer for like 20 to 30 minutes and then we'll be back for the final taste test. We're back. These cookie cups are room temperature now. They're pretty cool. And I think they'll pop out pretty easily. Oh yeah, check that out. Perfect. So I'm gonna make up a few of these here. Then we're gonna take our filling, and I'm gonna actually use a cookie scooper just because I feel like that makes it look nice. Nice overwhelming cookie scoop. Oh yeah. Check that out. Isn't cooking fun, guys?
Press it down a little.
Boom. All that's left to do, 4th of July. Red and blue. So pop a few raspberries on, however you see fit. Then these are frozen blueberries, but they'll work. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm gonna just cut through the middle so you can kind of see what it looks like. Looks good, right? Let's get a raspberry. The sugar cookies. The sugar cookies are really the star, I must say. They're like really dense, flavorful. That's where most of the flavor's coming from. Soft, slightly undercooked, which I like. Even some nuts in the filling. That might be kind of good, like some walnuts or something. And then mix up the berries. You could even do some jam, like you could make homemade jelly from these mixed berries. That would take it up to the next level, like some sweetener in there too. But overall, delicious recipe, and we didn't use too much sweeteners, which I like. Only 1 tablespoon of erythritol and then some stevia, so it's not like crazy over the top sweetness, but it's nice and fresh. Link to how to make this recipe is in the description below. You're gonna wanna check out our food blog, ketoconnect.net. We got all kinds of recipes. We have a cheesecake, a red, white, and blue cheesecake recipe from 4th of July. I think that was 2 years ago. We got a lot of dessert recipes you can try. Check out the website, let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.